Flyover state of film was shot in front of a live studio audience.
No. God damn it.
Guys, Joe and TJ, I'm begging you to stop using racial slurs now. We're recording.
Yeah, we're recording.
I mean, listen.
I know it's difficult for you guys, but please, I'm begging you.
Listen, I'm going through sensitivity training. It's going to take about 13 months to purge it all.
That's fair.
I'll get a job, man.
Are you in the same class with Papa John?
Yeah. Better ingredients,
Papa
more
John's just
racist.
trying to squeeze out all the N-words out of you.
Better ingredients, more racists.
What is this, 81?
No.
It's your job to count them.
All right, yeah. All right. And we're back. Flyover State of Film is here with episode 81. TJ is in the driver's seat once again, so be prepared for a lot of hate, a lot of anger.
It's episode 77.
77. We're doing it right, baby. Woo! I got my boys here. Joe,
yeah, that's how you do an intro right there.
Yusef, thank you.
It's a lot of numbers.
Wait,
It's
are
a
you
lot
wearing a
of
Space Jam shirt too?
No, that's Ice Cube.
Okay, word. Yeah, yeah.
It's the exact same shirt, yeah.
What's going on, boys? Happy 4th of July, I guess. This will come out semi on time after 4th of July.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I love to celebrate America and patriotism.
Brian says all this stuff on Twitter and then goes harder for 4th of July than anyone else I know because the man washes a 20 stack.
Yeah, but like what I did for 4th of July was sit in my house on my ass. I didn't go out to barbecues. I didn't blow up fireworks. I didn't. So like you say I go hard, but really I just go hard on what I always do, which is watch movies.
But that's the American way. You sat on your ass and watched movies.
Can I present something to the judge though? But because Brian, per our DM, said he did went to a family cookout, so he did not sit out on his ass.
Busted out.
Mr.
So
tweeting over.
The man has committed
perjury. If I hadn't gone to that
oath.
stupid family cookout, it could have been 22 movies over the course of 3.5 days.
Calling us colonizers.
So you continued on July 5th?
Huh?
You continued on July 5th?
Oh, yeah. I started on Friday, and I went all the way through the 5th. I'm off work. That's weekend.
Well, that's the holiday. That was the holiday this year,
weekend,
the 5th.
baby.
Yeah,
I did have to stop early on. I could have gotten in a couple more on the 5th, but I did have to stop to watch Toxic Avenger. So.
Oh, okay. Well, let's not get into that yet. Let's get into some unfortunate news. Being as that yesterday was July 5th, we lost a legend. 91 years old, one of the greatest directors of all time. As most people tweeted yesterday, over and over again, he made a man fly. He elevated the buddy cop fucking films. But again, this guy's a genius. Richard Donner unfortunately passed and left us. So take a moment.
91 years, good innings.
Silence, Brian. A moment of silence
for Dick Donner.
I love. It's like when you hear people who've worked with him call him Bobby De Niro. Same thing with Richard Donner. I love it. Like people who've worked with him will be like, "Oh, I was with Dick, and Dick came on set." I'm like, so he's got that persona. I like that. He's laid back.
De Niro is a good comparison for that because you always hear them call him Bobby De Niro.
Good old Bobby.
And Robert.
He just comes on set. He's like, "Nah, I'm Bobby. Don't none of that." Same thing with Dick Donner.
I think we could spend a moment and talk about some of our favorite films with his. Obviously, we all know the easy ones, which I'm just going to go for off the bat. This is probably my favorite movie of all time. Of growing up as a kid, the Goonies. I mean, can't really go wrong. There's a lot of people that it gets hate, but I mean, I think
because it's a movie for children, a lot of people who don't have nostalgia for it will also go extra hard on it because they've heard about it too. They get that thing where like too many people have praised it, so they want to be they want to get their contrarian opinion out there.
I understand.
I revisited it a few years ago, and it's a fun. If you could separate the reality, it's a fun kids fantasy, and it perfectly describes like this is what childhood adventures feel like. Whether no one has that.
It feels like what it is, except without the horror element, like a more like fun kind of version of that. But like you got kids on an adventure in the sewer, and
speaking of horror, though, I mean, the guy's career, you'd really say it starts. The first movie you'd probably talk about would be the Omen, which is crazy that he directs, and then he goes on to Superman, and then goes on to Goonies.
Omen's that's a top 10 for me. I love the Omen.
I was reading the trivia for the Omen, or maybe it was on Twitter, and the ending creepy shot. He told him to look serious, but he kept making the kid laugh.
Then he was like telling the kid, "Don't you laugh? Don't you see him like, don't you do it? Don't laugh at me." I love it.
But like even like him choosing to keep that in there too. Like I haven't seen the Omen in years. That was like I've revisited that with like The Exorcist back in the day when I was like 15. Still haven't seen it since then. Other than that new fucking piece of shit that came out.
That was bad.
Yeah, but
the Omen remake was more of a like it was kind of like the Psycho one where it's like it might have been okay if you'd never seen the Omen, but it didn't really bring anything new to the table.
Was that Jessica Biel?
No.
It was
it wasn't Erica Christensen. It was the other woman who looks like Erica Christensen. Julia Stiles. Same person.
Shit. Yeah. Okay. That's why.
Back when Julia Stiles was hot.
Remaking that one.
She was hot. Put her in a movie. They're like, did you get Jessica Biel? And they're like, nah, we got Stiles. They're like, boom, print it.
That's what she was like doing the Bourne movies. Like Julia Stiles was very big at the time.
What do you got, Yusuf?
Scrooge.
Oh shit!
That was my other one.
Yep.
Come on, that movie is Bill Murray at his peak. The classic Bill Murray being an asshole, and then by the end he learns the lesson. So it was perfect that they married him with the OG of learning a lesson when you've been an asshole your entire life, which is Ebenezer. The practical effects is so much fun. The great cast, the comedy, and the commentary on like filmmaking, or in this case TV making, but it's kind of the same shit. But
also one of the best fourth wall breaks in all of movies at the end. Like I think I put it even above like the end of Blazing Saddles. Like I love the fourth wall break of
has that made any like
getting the whole crowd. You think of it was supposed to be in the theater, and he's like getting everybody singing and everything. I love it. I would have loved to have been there.
So good.
Also, I think we need to mention the Lethal Weapons.
Oh yeah, the Lethal Weapon.
Kyle did 4. Even his last, I just pulled up his IMDb. Even the last movie he made in 2006, if I remember correctly, was a fine movie. 16 Blocks.
Yeah, 16 Blocks isn't a bad movie.
So when we were doing a research today about it, I was really curious. I'm actually gonna probably watch an episode after this. He did 3 episodes of Tales from the Crypt.
Oh, nice.
One of them I remember pretty vividly. Dig That Cat. He's Real Gone. It's about magic, I think, with like Bobcat Goldthwait in it, and it's
season 1 or 2. That's a pretty good.
89, and then like he did one every like 2 years. It looks like 89, 90, or 90, and then 92.
I love when like high-end directors slum it a little bit and do some TV, especially back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day it wasn't. Now it's considered prestige.
Well, Tales of the Crypt had that air because Zemeckis was like, "Hey, I'm Bob Zemeckis. Get
God damn it!
Wait a minute. Dick Donner directed Assassins with Sylvester Stallone?
Yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
What?
You got to pull up his IMDb. It's pretty great.
I mean, I know I've done a podcast about Assassins before, so I'm sure I knew that already. But that's one of those facts that like slips out of your mind so that you can have this moment again. You know what I mean? Because it's so unbelievable. You're like, what?
I think we'd be remiss because we both have the IMDb
and written by the Wachowskis. That movie's wild.
To bring up that he also did one of the more offensive movies ever made, The Toy.
Ooh, yeah, that's a rough one.
Oh, I'm like,
I've never seen that movie.
With Richard Pryor.
Yeah, little boy buys them.
Oh, you know what? I was thinking of Toys with Robin Williams.
So that's what I was thinking.
That movie's wild. The Toy is just a late 70s comedy with Richard Pryor, but it's a little white kid paying as a black guy to be his like his toy.
Human toy. Yeah, that's rough.
I'm sure maybe it's
He
fire.
directed a movie my mom loves that I haven't really ever seen as an adult, but Lady Hawk with Rutger Hauer and Matthew Broderick.
Shout out my stepdad.
Michelle Pfeiffer, right? Is in that?
Broderick Pfeiffer.
I don't know, just really diverse director when you like cut it down and look
Honestly,
at
yeah.
You know?
I mean,
Kind of hard to pinpoint like a genre for him. Like he could be recognized just as Superman, but he's defined by like his versatility, at least in my eyes.
And let's be real, it's 2021. No one's really revisiting that original Superman today. It was just like a thing at the time.
Oof.
Yeah.
No,
he also
that's
did
actually
Radio
100%
Flyer.
untrue. There's a whole generation of nerds like 10 to 15 years older than me that like live and die by those Superman movies. I'm with you. I feel that way about those Superman movies too. Like, to me, they're groundbreaking because like they took comic books seriously. They didn't like treat it like kid shit. They made a real movie out of it. But I don't personally have any love for those Superman movies. They're just not my cup of tea. But there is a fan base for them out there. Like like TJ said, every other tweet about Richard Donner yesterday was like, he made us believe a man could fly.
Yeah.
Like,
Nobody believed the man.
He also,
like I said, a generation above me, like young Gen Xers and old and old Gen Xers and young boomers love that shit.
Yeah. Did they also ghost direct? He apparently ghost directed Superman 2, right?
Well, he did. Okay, so they're working on Superman and Superman 2 at the kind of the same time, and in the middle of Superman 2, they decide, like, I forget how it goes, but like they're having problems with him. They're fighting. You know, he's fighting with the producers or whatever, and they take it away from him and they have someone else direct it and like kind of redo the ending and stuff. And then years later, we got the Donner cut on DVD. They let him go back and like recut his footage and basically take the ending of 1 and put it on 2 also, which is the worst part. It's like you took the worst part of your Superman movie and then grafted it onto your second, and that's your big thing. Like, hard pass, guy.
You'll George Lucas it.
Yeah, but like I said, the man made plenty of other good movies. Even if you're not a fan of Superman, there's plenty of there's all sorts of stuff out there for you to enjoy. Go watch Assassins.
Yeah, that's the biggest reveal of this. All right, episode over, guys. Go watch Richard Donner's Assassins by the Wachowskis.
Yeah.
That they sued to try to get their name taken off of, but they failed.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
God.
That's a wild movie.
We got, I guess, Brian, you do what you do every 4th of July. You get a little crazy when it comes to film. You want to dive into that and then go into your topic?
Yeah, you know, I mean, I love to do my summer marathon. I got some classics, you know, the Jaws movies, Summer Rental, Great Outdoors, you know, things that I feel like I definitely got to get in. But then I try to mix it up with movies. I got a couple baseball movies in this year, you know, summer camp movies, just things that feel like summer. I watched Die Hard with a Vengeance because it's hot in that movie. It feels like very summery. Even though there's kids in school, I feel like it's summer. It's like right near the end of the school. They're getting out soon.
So good too.
So summer, and also I have not always, about every 2 years I've been making it, but the independent theater near me throws up a 35mm print of Jaws. Get to see it on film. That's real dope. The original summer blockbuster. So that made me think, what are some movies that were presented to you as a summer blockbuster, and maybe you even enjoyed them, but the rest of the world did not agree? You know, should have been a big tentpole. It thought it was going to be the next big thing, and it went either with critics or with audiences or with both. But maybe you have a soft spot for it. And I can go first if you need a taste, or we can start. Who wants?
Go ahead, Brian. Say Cowboys versus Aliens.
That's right. It's Cowboys and Aliens. That is the the tasty treat. That's always the first thing I think of. It's got a great cast. It's got a hot director. It looks good. It's a fun premise. It had all the things in place, but people were just like, "No, that name's dumb," and that was it. That's pretty much all it took. Was like a dumb name, and they weren't even giving it a chance.
That was a great movie, though. Like, I had fun with that one. I saw in theaters during the summer.
It's a very fun like sci-fi movie. There's totally nothing wrong with it. You get to see Harrison Ford playing the heavy. Daniel Craig looks great in a vest and a hat. I don't know what people's problem was.
It was fine.
I thought it was fun. I saw it in theaters.
Mm-hmm. That was gonna be that was like my my test.
But that was like that. But that is so reminiscent.
I know my baby.
That was so reminiscent of the other movie it reminds me of. Remember when they were hyping up Tomorrowland? This is not on my list or anything, but Tomorrowland was going to be the big summer blockbuster.
Oh.
George Clooney, new pirates coming in, and then
Well,
like
Disney has Disney has
trailer
quite a
really
few of these. They got a real record of their kind of like
Lone Ranger,
big summer tent poles. John Carter was another one.
Lone Ranger. No, so the first one I wrote down, even though it wasn't a big one budget wise, but it was one of the biggest failures, was that We Are Your Friends movie with Zac Efron about DJing. It was like millennial.
Oh yeah.
It was like Millennial the movie. But the big movie, and I saw that on the list. I was like, all right. And every other movie I saw on the list, I kept getting fooled by like not summer blockbusters. I was like, oh, Gods of Egypt. Oh no, that was in like February.
You're right.
But Catwoman.
Ooh.
That's July 23rd, 2004. It was a $100 million movie in 2004, and it made $82 million. That is and
that's Pete Halle Berry coming off being in the X-Men, so like people are hyped for her. They're used to seeing her in comic book movies. This should have been,
because that is a flop, right? I mean, like there was some excitement on it.
The movie is also quite bad too.
Oh, it's a terrible. So my criteria while picking this was not just the biggest disappointment in the summer for me. It was, does the box office reflect its badness for me when I picked my picks? And Catwoman
it's another case of Joe not reading the question. Like,
you literally wrote
Joe,
biggest summer
part
flops.
of this show is Joe answering the question however he feels like he answered it.
Yeah.
That's like part of his thing.
I don't think I'm too far off on this one. You wrote biggest summer flops.
That you enjoyed.
I don't have that written down at all. Favorite summer blockbuster flops.
Yeah, that's fair.
So listen.
So you enjoyed it?
It's fine. If you know what, I was bummed that the Final Destination didn't get more sequels after it had a big hit of the summer in 2009. If you want a real
the last one, yeah.
Yeah. Thought it was sweet, and then we have got nothing in a decade.
That's fair.
What about you, Yusef? What do you got?
Oh, I got two that live in my kid brain and I'll never revisit, so you cannot take them away from me. But I saw them in lists and I still like them. First one is Hudson Hawk. Bruce Willis as a con thief, criminal mastermind that everybody hates and everybody wants to take down, but he's so slick and cool, nobody can take him down, baby. As a kid, I loved that movie. It's so much fun.
It's like a musical too, right?
And I'll never revisit it. I know, I know it will be so bad, but I'm just gonna leave it in my kid brain.
Yeah, Da Vinci.
The other one that I'm gonna leave in my teenage brain, Chronicles of Riddick. That's another.
I just watched Pitch Black again recently.
I fucking love Pitch Black.
Pitch Black.
Chronicles of Riddick is cool because it's ambitious. That's what I like about Chronicles of Riddick.
That could be a pick in this because it didn't do great, but got Chronicles of Riddick, I guess.
Yeah, but, I mean, at least in the list, it didn't make its money back, and that was only production. They didn't account for marketing, so they for sure lost a shit ton of money. But yeah, that in my kid brain, he was so cool. Those two are super cool, but the one that I actually picked, and something that I like, Funny People. That flopped like a motherfucker.
Yeah,
I don't think that's one. I think that's one of the few I didn't see. I think I was burned out after This Is 40.
It gets dark after a minute.
Funny People.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
Funny People.
Although I did watch That's My Boy, so I don't know what my fucking problem is.
But Funny People was the movie that it made sense. It flopped. First of all, it's like 2.5 hours, almost 3. And they sold it as the righteous comedy with Adam Sandler and Seth Rogen, the two ha-has. So you had the Seth Rogen audience going and this Adam Sandler audience going.
And it's like peak Seth Rogen years, too.
Yeah. And I remember literally having to explain this thing to so many people at the time, being like, no, it's a dramedy about fun. And that was its biggest fault. It should have been a winter release, not marketed as, Adam Sandler presents blah blah blah.
Yeah,
it was a comment.
It had good comedy in it, but I agree because I'm a lot of people are willing to give that leeway to Sandler. Every now and again, we all know that he'll dip his toes in a dramedy or a full drama, but that the marketing really fucked it over.
Yeah, I mean, it should have just been called I'm Famous with Problems. not funny people.
Depressed people.
So, I mean, that was head of Judd Apatow, right? They let him do whatever the fuck he wanted at that point.
Yeah, he was printing money at that point, so.
And his wife's in it, I'm pretty sure, as usual.
She plays Adam Sandler's
she is
love
in her
interest.
stereotypical role of wife not being appreciated.
I love Leslie Mann, though. I think she is so hilarious. I think all the time about her line reading from 40-Year-Old Virgin, get some fucking French toast. I can't eat French toast without thinking about her.
French toast. Your name is Dan. You know what rhymes with Dan? Man. And then jerk off. And he was a jerk off. I love that movie. That's... Yeah.
Yeah, mine was because this time when I went to the fucking movie theaters every Friday or Saturday night, and this summer one, I don't know why, because I think this is about the time we were just talking about earlier when I watched Exorcist, but they already had I never watched Exorcist 2 or 3, or I think I saw Exorcist The Possession. Is that one of them? No, it's Amityville. My
Beginning.
bad. That's Amityville 3 is Possession. So I've never seen any of the Exorcists before, the first one or any after. But this movie came out at Stellan Skarsgård, but it was Exorcist the beginning, and it was just one of those fucking it's supposed to be the old priest when he first finds
So are you talking about Dominion? There's 2 prequels. Is it Dominion?
Well, the one that came in the theater was the beginning, and the Dominion they released later.
Okay, so
it's the same movie.
But
essentially
it wasn't great. I still like it. It's just one of those super horror movies. But there's certain scenes like the hyena with the little kid.
It's got some decent. Yeah, it's got some decent stuff in it. Absolutely.
But it's one of those things. It's one of those forgettable 2000s horror movies that comes out. No one remembers it. Someone might have it on DVD somewhere, just on their fucking shelf. Ryan, you might have one behind you.
Absolutely, yeah, of course I do. I have the Blu-ray Extras collection with all those movies.
Oh, word. Yeah, so shit like that.
Even has
I also have it.
Both versions.
So explain this to me.
I also have it because I had to watch it for our horror marathon, Halloween marathon.
I don't know.
That's right.
So explain it to me. Is it so? There's just 2 cuts of the movie, right? Dominion
No,
in
they
the beginning.
basically essentially remade the whole movie. They had a kind of a pretty much finished version that the studio decided they didn't like. So they reworked the script a little bit and brought in Rennie Harlan to direct it and make it more action-y.
The same fucking movie.
It's very much the same.
But those, I just have those. I have
the ending. The ending is the biggest difference. But
yeah,
and they go a little bit more into him visiting the tribes and all that shit. But it's basically the same fucking movie.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. I'm just curious. I know there was a whole thing behind those. I remember that. I remember the advertisement. Yeah. I remember the advertisement for the beginning in the movie theaters that summer because there was a tombstone. There was a big tombstone in the middle of our movie theater with the Celtic crawl advertising.
The Undertaker just holding it.
Yeah, he would pile driving people.
Yeah.
Tombstones.
Who's got next toppy?
No, hold on, real quick.
Oh, okay.
I just said Cowboys and Aliens, but I did want to give a couple shout-outs. I did a quick scan. There were 3 movies. 2 I just will mention. Event Horizon.
Good.
I think, is a cult classic now. I think it's definitely one of those movies that not everyone... I used to kind of think it was universally loved, and I realize it's not. But it's definitely a cult classic, I would say. And a movie way ahead of its time, Mystery Men. Another huge flop at the time. I think I once saw that and Detroit Rock City the same summer and was the only person in both theaters. One thing I saw on here, and I see it all the time, people talk shit about it and talk about how bad it is. I don't understand it because I think it's pretty fucking good, is The 13th Warrior with Antonio Banderas. John McTiernan directed it. It's based on a Michael Crichton book. I know it had a lot of reshoots. I know it had a lot of problems. I know people don't like that Antonio Banderas plays an Arab person in it. But aside from all that, I actually enjoy the movie itself.
Hey, Hollywood went, hey, he's brownish.
Right, he's brown enough. That's what they said.
He's Fisher Stevens.
Yeah. But anyway, those were my ones that popped off to me on the little list I scanned real quick while you guys were talking.
Mystery Men, we rented that all the time, though,
right?
From Blockbuster.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Joe, your topic.
Yeah, buddy. All right. So I'm still doing my MCU watch slowly. It's slowed down a bit, but we're still doing it. And I was thinking, What character from anywhere else would you like to see in the MCU in some capacity? The only caveat to the question is it can't be just like another, like, I want to see Batman in the
I want to
MCU.
see Superman versus the Hulk.
Yeah. And, like, my example, I'll give my answer, but my example was like Michael Myers in Thor or something like that. So, let's Yusuf, what were you thinking? What would be a fun crossover? I have a few jotted down. We just general conversation.
So we're building up to, I guess, another big event, right?
Eventually, I bet it'll be a couple of years, but yeah.
I'm guessing
Marvel.
Marvel. Maybe Kang the Conqueror, or some other
He's
big
supposed to come back in Ant-Man versus the Wasp Part 3.
Yeah. So
I want it to be in the last movie where everybody, like, everything shit's hitting the fan, like Infinity War. Like, people are dying left and right, supposedly. People are betraying each other. They're killing each other. There's some kind of mind control shit going on, and Captain America is killing Captain Marvel, and nobody's know what is happening. And then we start zooming out, and suddenly we see an eye. There's an eye just going like this, right? His eyes can't stop. Then we further pull out, and it's Pruitt Taylor Vince as Michael Rivers from Identity, and the entire MCU has been occurring inside of his head, and they're all personalities of him killing each other off.
I love it. I love that.
All right. That's amazing. Actually, I think I at one point wrote down Identity as a flop that I loved.
That was like the second that was a very early DVD bunker. I wanted to talk about that movie.
Yo, but actually, no, I realize Identity I have for the next question, so never mind. But Yusuf, that's amazing. Imagine all the MCU is just in.
Just make him go last.
My answers are just literally, I rattled off characters that would fit in certain movies. There's no background.
He didn't answer his own question right.
Yeah, man, I don't answer shit. I even thought it would be funny. It would be great if, like, instead of TJ's guy in the Dark Knight, not even MCU, in the Dark Knight, the newscaster, was it Michael C. Hall's the newscaster?
Yeah.
If it was actually just Ron Burgundy instead doing.
Hall.
Yeah.
Ron Burgundy in the Dark
Also
Knight.
Oh yeah.
But that wasn't my answer. Hans Lander in the X-Men. The Nazi hunter.
Oh, Hans Landa.
I'm just rattling off what I wrote down.
Talking about Christoph Waltz coming after Magneto.
Yeah. That's doing his weird, like, ooh, like, very, but just menacing and actually being a horrible human being. McLovin in Spider-Man.
That dessert scene, I still want.
McLovin as Spider-Man.
Jigsaw and Ant-Man. I think that was my brilliant one. Because I could see Jigsaw being an Ant-Man villain, like trapping Scott Lang and being like, "You have to get out of here. You don't have your suit." Anyway, yeah. What do you got, TJ?
Oh yes. I wish we could do this. I don't know if it's a thing. RIP. But, like, T.I. is not going to be in Ant-Man 3, so they would have needed another comedic,
alive.
Performance.
T.I.'s alive.
Yeah, T.I. No, I'm saying RIP to the guy I want to cast.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, yeah, T.I. might be alive, but his career isn't anymore. So since he's not in it anymore, I figure someone that can go against Michael Pena.
Mm-hmm.
That's who the other guy is. Everyone wants him to, like, recap, but I think this character could recap that. At least give him a run for his money, and it would be cool to see them go back and forth, try to recap what happened. But I'm casting Philip Seymour Hoffman's Dustin Davis, Dusty from Twister. Storm Chasing's no longer around. He needs a quick buck. He gets in with the Ant-Man crew, and just him and Michael Pena going back and forth, I think would be.
I actually like that kind of.
That's a great pick.
Just like that, but he has to be dressed fully from the Twister, like, 90s, like
right.
The hat,
the dusty outfit. Yeah, I got
shirt.
You.
Yeah, the whole nine. And if only we could get Philip Seymour Hoffman in any fucking MCU role. nowadays. I mean, something I wish. I was just watching. Shout out Mr. Sunday Movies, but he was doing the Caravan of Garbage of like Iron Man 2, and it made me want Sam Rockwell so bad to come back at some point since Iron Man. If no one's fucking seen any of them MCU movies, spoiler alert, is dead. But
wait, what?
You know, yeah, dude,
They never
it's
show him
crazy.
get killed. They still get taken away by.
He
Sam?
dead.
He dead? You sure?
He dead.
Right.
No one's dead in the MCU.
But
Yeah,
new timelines, right? Like, I mean, we're finally
Whatever the
back.
fuck happens on Loki and Wanda.
Yeah, I mean, we got all sorts of shit getting twisted up now.
That's
Or it's weird.
I'm getting bored by Loki, FYI.
I haven't even started it yet, so I can't get bored by it.
I liked the first episode and haven't
The
watched
first episode.
a single one yet.
The first episode is so good, and you go like, "Ooh, this is gonna be good," and then they go like, "We're still Marvel," and you're like, "Oh."
Whoa, we're not gonna do anything too interesting. Easy does it there.
Pump the brakes. Pump the brakes. Brian, what's use?
This actually I took my inspiration from one of the movies that made it to my summer movie weekend list. And it's funny, we're all talking about Ant-Man, but I thought, what a perfect place if, we do a flashback to like the down years when Hank Pym is inactive, but all these companies are trying to figure out the Pym particles and the shrinking formula. And I think Justin Hammer needs to hire Wayne Zielinski to bring in and work on, he should be working for Hammer. He doesn't know, the thing, he's giving his presentations and nobody's taking him seriously. He doesn't know he's working for the bad guy. He just knows Justin Hammer wants his technology and wants to pay him to figure out shrinking, and he's just into that. He doesn't realize he's working for the bad guy. And then now you got Wayne Zielinski in your Marvel movie.
Well, I know you watched
Beautiful.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids this weekend with your 4th of July movie you watched. Did you watch the second one, Honey, I Blew Up the Kids?
I was just telling my wife, I have not seen Honey, I Blew Up the Kid since it was a new release.
Dude, the bad guy in that who took over the industries or whatever it is, and Zelensky just underneath him is literally almost kind of what you're saying, but that guy almost has the Hammer look to him, and just that's actually really good.
The WB Sunday movie every weekend in the 90s.
There's a third, right? Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves.
Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves. It's still got Rick Moranis in it, but it's different neighbors. He's these new neighbors.
No, it's his brother-in-law.
Oh, okay. It should have been the neighbors from the original.
And it's the guy who does.
I would have watched
things. Dude, it's fine, but it has a little kid from Little Rascals who plays Alfalfa and a bug.
I used to watch Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves all the time. That was the VHS we owned. And cool race car scene where they drive on the Hot Wheels track. I always used to confuse Jeff Garlin as his neighbor, but it's not.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
not
it is. I know the actor you're talking about, the not Jeff Garlin.
Yeah. So Jeff Garlin waited a few years and did Daddy Daycare.
Yeah.
Fucking love Daddy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you guys brought some fire to this question.
Who's got next? Was it Yusuf?
Yes.
Yeah.
Convoluted Plots. I was watching Inception the other day, and that's not so much of a convoluted plot. You kind of can follow it pretty straightforward. And then we started toying around with a question idea, and then too many questions came out of it, and I was like, this question is getting convoluted, so I'm just gonna do a convoluted plot question, and that's convoluted. That's how this sausage gets made, baby.
Sure, guys. Reveal our process.
So, Joe.
Yes, sir.
Convolute me.
Okay, so I actually picked Vanilla Sky.
Yeah.
I think Vanilla Sky starts off so strong, and I think it gets way too full of itself in it, where you're going, you lost whatever message you were trying to get through at some point, where now you're just trying to play everything off as being ethereal. I don't even know if that's a word.
By the end, you realize it's just an artsy-fartsy Total Recall knockoff.
Yeah. And I compared Vanilla Sky. Actually, my other pick was another Tom Cruise movie. I never got Magnolia. I've
never seen it. People like it, but I've never seen it.
It's one
of those movies that I go to hit play and then I see the runtime and I was like, I'm good.
It's one of those movies I I watched, like I said, I haven't rewatched Convoluted. I have the DVD. I've set it aside this past year to watch, and it's not gonna get watched because of what you said of, you look at the runtime and you're like, I got the Mets to watch.
3 hours and 10.
Yeah, that's as long as a baseball game. But on a baseball game, I could be on my phone the whole time. Yeah, so that's fine. But hey, but Vanilla Sky is there's a good movie in there. I mean, I know it's a remake of a Spanish film, but that movie doesn't.
That's the movie that introduced Penelope Cruz to me.
She's in both. She's in the original and the remake, right?
Yeah.
Wait, is that the one with Javier Bardem?
No, that's the other bowling girl.
That's Vicky Cristina Barcelona.
Oh, Vicky Cristina Barcelona.
Yeah.
Damn, Joe just showed you up.
Yeah, bitch. I know my trivs. Welcome to the
pronunciation is
Schmodown.
better too.
Welcome to the Schmodown.
Oh no! Put your sunglasses on.
TJ, convolute me.
I don't watch good movies even be convoluted by fucking plots and shit like that, guys. You know that. I had you guys watch the Toxic Avenger. Like,
Super Baby Geniuses too.
Dude.
That was the bullshit that they always Meryl Streep. Was it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's just like I don't really have anything for this type of question. I didn't do any fucking research for it. I'm trying to think of like movies that would like get me like that was just like
what's a movie that made you feel dumb?
Makes me
Prestige.
feel dumb. It doesn't make me feel dumb, but it's just like I get what you're doing.
Dark Knight Rises.
Any type of time travel movie, like The War Tomorrow, I tried to watch this weekend. I'm just like, I get what you're doing, but like the science you're throwing at me right now makes me hate your movie before I even get into it. All I see is Chris Pratt shoot some fucking aliens. So now like you're doing the whole like we're from the future and you go back through a video game or whatever the fuck it is, and I'm just like, well, it's been 15 minutes and I already don't want to finish this.
Why can't TJ? Why you mentioned they explain the science? Why can't these goddamn movies go back to the 90s and 80s and just give us 3 throwaway lines of how the science works and move on?
Just give me a paper. Give me a paper, fold it,
fold the paper, put the pencil through. Boom.
There you go.
Like Sam Neill gave it to us in Event Horizon. It was so good.
Yeah.
When you read Jurassic Park, like
Interstellar.
Yeah,
we Face Off with the voice
chapters and chapters of fucking like the science behind making the dinosaurs and all this type of shit. When the movie, they make it work and make it work for you in literally 5-8 minutes, and you're like, I'm in. All right, let's go. Show me the dinosaurs.
Don't click. There.
Yeah. And now it's like you spend 20 minutes of the movie telling you the science, so by the time you get to the cool science part, you're like, I'm fucking spent. So I mean, there's not really a specific, convoluted movie.
Imagine if you watched. I'll rephrase this. Imagine if you watched a Star Wars movie, you will in a TV show, and you had to watch them just build their fucking lightsabers and get into the science of the lightsabers.
Right. There's some nerds out there who love that shit.
Oh, it's gonna happen in like Obi-Wan or one of those shows, but
yeah, I mean that's like when people love.
They need to fill time.
Yeah, just pod racing. We just watch Anakin Skywalker build a pod racer for 3 hours. Like, cool.
Hey man, don't diss episode 1.
I'm sorry.
It's still bad.
Now this is pod racing.
Yeah, yesterday I tweeted it out, but I was watching Toxic Avenger on my laptop, and my wife was watching.
Oh yes, that's my
Clones.
Why was your wife watching Attack of the Clones? That's so weird.
My sister-in-law wanted to watch it.
I'm just glad you didn't show.
You have a podcast too?
Yeah, like why didn't you talk her out of it?
Nah. I had to watch the fucking Toxic Avenger.
I
didn't have a lot of. I had a shaking ground to stand on. Don't watch that shitty movie while I watch this shitty movie.
I watched the Toxic Avenger at work, and I like, wow, so many boobs for YouTube.
Yeah,
right. I said that, and my wife was like, "Shh," and I'm like, "She's 20 years old. I can say boobs."
To my TV, I was so upset.
I kept putting the window, like clicking it on and off because I was at my office, but I was like, I could get away with this. Just,
I picked Cloud Atlas.
Yeah,
I enjoy this movie to a certain extent.
I like Cloud Atlas a lot, actually.
Yeah, but tell me that you can follow the plot from point A to point B, and you're a fucking liar.
Now,
Uh,
I want to take the opposite
Uh-oh.
stance on this one.
There he goes.
Because I think that movie does a very good job of differentiating its different time periods enough visually to
Oh,
keep
yeah.
you give you at least an idea of where you are in the story and in the movie.
Sure,
Now I
but what
agree.
is the
There's a lot of
story?
like ethereal hullabaloo about
So-
your energy going through time. I agree that stuff is convoluted, but I think it has like 7 different timelines, and I think they do a good job of keeping them straight for
I mean,
you
yeah,
to
you know
follow
that
that
you're
aspect of it.
So that's
you
what
know
I.
that you're in one timeline where Hugh Grant is doing Yellowface, and then you jump to another timeline where he's not doing Yellowface. So you go like, okay, I know visually, I know where I'm at.
That's right. You know what's more off-putting though is when they try to there's an Asian actress in it and they try to make her look like a ginger, and that's way more off-putting than any of the yellow face because it's
Yeah, because
really
who
weird.
wants to be a ginger, right?
Hey, god damn it!
We
the
I checked
one
out
that
On
truly
that
does,
list, and you got me back when you said, "Who wants to be a ginger?"
this
the one
this is a
the one that
spec-
really throws me off is Tom Hanks trying to be a bad guy. The
well, Captain
yeah,
Phillips
I
wasn't
never bought it.
a nice
I like
man.
him as the tough guy who throws the dude off the balcony though. I like that Tom Hanks.
So this
Yeah,
is a
I mean, I enjoy the movie, and I would probably give it another shot if it wasn't that long.
It is.
I didn't hate it, but if somebody asked me like, "What was Cloud Atlas about?" I would go like,
Yeah, fair.
this is a question for Yusuf and Yusuf only.
"Oh,
I'm ready.
I'm ready to also answer.
Synecdoche, New York is the same fucking thing as what? Can you explain the whole plot of that movie to me?
it's just a man trying to do a movie about his life." So
Yeah.
that's kind
The
of like,
movie also becomes his life.
yeah.
Yeah.
So the plot is simple, but he convolutes the visuals and how he goes about it. But you can explain the plot. I can't explain the plot of Cloud
Dude,
Atlas.
you know what? You sounded so fucking articulate when you explained that. Can I give you a movie to make about like paranormal investigators getting fucking lost? We'll call it the paranormal paranoids.
But are you backed by a website that nobody has heard about at all?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, you have an
Do you
audience
have
that
a
they know
repertoire
will
of
pay
movies
for a
that
Blu-ray
nobody
version
has
of
heard
a movie
about
just
either?
because you wrote and
Yes.
directed it, because that's how other people get. It's like a guaranteed built-in amount of sales, and so it's worth hiring a chode from YouTube to direct your movie.
Have you made several short films that are all mediocre to not good?
But with my wife?
Yeah, and I've gotten
okay.
into film festivals in Akron and Dayton and other places in
The famous
in
Dayton
Ohio.
Film Festival, everybody. It's like Sundance, Cannes, and Dayton.
Dayton.
Well, I mean, we have had a film be a Oscar short production selection. So
Oh.
it shows outside of Sundance, but our producers get to go to the dance.
Dayton, Ohio. Did I say Dayton, Ohio?
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
In
cool.
Ohio.
Just want to get
Cool.
that across. Yeah.
Yeah, so well.
Anyway.
Ohio. We're talking about Ryan. Ryan got selected to direct a movie.
Congratulations, buddy.
Busting balls.
Congratulations.
We're not talking
Busting
about anybody in
balls.
particular.
Yeah, we're certainly
This
not
is
talking
all
about any
comedy.
other.
We're not talking about the former host of Screen Junkies Plus
Oh.
movie
Sure.
games.
Yeah, it was a movie game. That's the other show. Brian,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what?
Convoluted.
You know what makes for a convoluted movie that can sometimes be good? The world of magic. And I'm talking about like close-up magicians. You know, I'm talking about The Prestige. I'm talking about The Illusionist. But you know what is just a god-awful piece of shit? Is Now You See Me.
Oh my god, that movie sucks.
So bad.
It's so stupid, and it thinks it's so fucking clever with its little like twists and tricks, and it's like just the most like the lamest. And then the big reveal at the end is like, also this guy's a magician too, I guess, for some
Yeah,
reason.
Mark Ruffalo was pulling the strings
And
all
then
along.
and then this whole movie has been about illusion and trick, and then in the end there actually is a magic carousel and they all get on it and go into the magic realm or something.
But then there's a sequel.
Whole asses.
There's a sequel that no one saw.
Well, and also, I'm mad about the sequel because of the name. Because they called it Now You See Me Too, and it's like, if you have your movie called Now You See Me, what do you call the sequel? Everybody all at once. Now you don't.
Are you seeing
Come
me?
on. Oh, yeah, okay, that's good.
But, so, you imagine...
Got me. I was way off. I was going to be like...
It was in the writer's room.
See me?
He said, now to see me?
So, that's a fucking movie... Though, imagine if the woman in it, Eliza Fisher, died. What if she almost died filming that movie? Imagine if that's the movie you die on.
Yeah, that'd be embarrassing.
Was that in The Prestige?
How did she almost die?
No, they were basically doing a thing kind of like The Prestige, but she really almost did die. Eliza Fisher.
What Scarlett Johansson dies of in this Prestige with the tongue.
No, it's not Scarlett Johansson.
Such a bad movie.
Scarlett Johansson is later.
Oh. It's the tank. She had a drowning scene.
Piper Perabo is the girl.
Okay. She had a magic drowning scene, and she was chained, and she legitimately was in there way too long. And I swear I've heard this her on Junkins tell that story so many times because it's like, oh yeah, they had to perform CPR on me.
Yeah, at least when James Cameron almost killed Ed Harris, it was for The Abyss. That's a good movie, at least.
Now available on Blu-ray and 4K finally.
Blu-ray.
I think.
All right, let's talk it up.
Oh, well, it's my episode, guys. So,
hey, I am the most valuable human being on this podcast. So I get to say that we can start talking about the Toxic Avenger. I'll get more points than...
Oh, yeah. Like, if the characters in this movie ran us all over with their cars.
Yep.
Oh.
The Puerto Rican gentleman is the most valuable.
But I probably would be in a helmet, so you get extra points for me.
Imagine just going to a gym and it just being a dirty sex club with psychopaths.
A porn shoot.
That's kind of what 80s horror movies thought the gym, because they have, you have what's the one? There's a very famous. Shopping malls, very famous.
Wait, god damn it!
The shopping mall is good.
I made the guys watch Toxic Avenger. Woo!
Man, baby.
Of the Peter Dinklage remake and Kevin Bacon and all those stars, it's going to be a PG-13 movie, I'm sure. There's no way to go hard R, so I can want these guys to revisit a movie that I saw when I was about in 4th grade, which makes zero sense why. But guys, as usual, I'm sorry, but let's talk about it. So again, we can jump right in.
You wanna give it a rundown?
I don't think you should apologize.
Quick, was this a first time watch for everybody but TJ?
No,
I've seen it before.
Oh, okay, you guys had seen it. All right,
Damn it.
No, I watched this. I watched this in middle school, early high school. I was like, I'm gonna start watching weird shit. And I tried watching a few Tromas, and I realized they're all fucking boring, except for their Grindhouse trailers.
Yeah, really simple plot for this one. A really nerdy fucking guy who works at a gym as a mop boy, gets bullied, gets teased, jumps to a vat of toxic waste, turns into a fucking mutant monster, who then takes up revenge on everybody around him. That's literally it.
Except for the tiny lady.
And then literally the whole
Why did he kill that tiny lady?
Extended scenes of him beating people up for 10 minutes at a time. That's terribly choreographed and really
the first.
And then spiked with some good gore effects, but again good for the time. And now it's I can watch a good movie that also has horrific realistic gore in it.
Hey guys.
I think the Chiodo brothers did this almost.
The first horror movie, the first superhero from New Jersey is the tagline, so you got me sold.
Yeah.
Although Captain America he's from Brooklyn, never mind.
Yeah.
They go to camp in Jersey.
Dude, we don't do that.
Yeah, the camp's in New Jersey. Yeah.
But anyway, I don't know. The movie, it's of all the Troma movies, it's at least only an hour and 20 minutes, and some of they are doing a fully tongue-in-cheek and joke, where Lloyd Kaufman's a weird fucking guy.
Yeah.
I kind of dislike when movies aren't earnest. When they're trying to be bad. I prefer a movie like Neil Breen. Neil Breen is the GOAT because he is legit thinking. he is making a good movie.
I'm
And
more
that
of a Len
earnest,
Kabaczynski guy myself, but I get what you're saying.
the earnest of the situation and the ambition, like I'm
Yeah.
gonna be the next Chris Stuckman, like level director.
Well, it's the same reason like
Steven,
Sleepaway
that's what Chris
Camp,
Stuckman
right?
got that job is because he heard what Steven Dorff said about waiting for the next Kubrick, and he was like, "I'm here, I've arrived."
But Yusuf, with the earnestness, it's like it's why Sleepaway Camp works, right?
Yeah,
Like they're all
Yeah.
trying to make a good movie.
yeah.
Same with The Room. Like they're all trying to make a good movie.
Yeah.
They
There
think they're
is
doing a
no-
good job, and they're doing it to the best of their ability. That's the same thing. The problem I have because then you're sitting here watching a movie like The Toxic Avenger, and anything that you see about it that sucks, you're like, "This sucks." But it's like, "Well, we did that on purpose." Well, so you sucked on purpose? So what? Like, what does that mean? Like,
Troma,
it's not funny. It's not entertaining. It's just bad. Like,
Troma is the punk rock of B movies in the sense of you're gonna hear 4 fucking chords. It's
Yeah.
gonna be the same thing, and they know what they're doing, and they think they're being the coolest people on the planet.
well, and I
And they
appreciate
work
it at the
sometimes.
time,
No,
probably too. Like, it
I-
has its place, but
I
don't
don't
enjoy it.
hate I don't hate the Toxic Avenger of all of them, meaning in the sense like what TG put us through. Like I remember the movie being like that.
Yeah.
It's also just like, oh, you guys just showed up each day on the set and we're like, no, we're gonna fuck around and change it this way. That's what it felt like. How can we make this more offensive?
Did you guys notice that one of the bullies looked, or maybe it's just me,
Corey
exactly
Haim
like Corey
Feldman?
Feldman
Yeah.
in Lost
Yeah.
Boys
Yep.
3
Yeah.
years before?
And he did it like a couple different times. Like one, he was just like when they were doing the setups with the smoking the cigarette back and forth. But then there was like the whole like the red headband that Brian's actually has in his hand. Yep.
I'm just dabbing my. I'm so hot.
He's like a fucking pastor on
I'm
the
like a
It's hot
southern
on-
judge. I'm like, Lord, it's hot out today.
It's not about the
Lord, it don't-
I also kept thinking the
Why
one
not
girl,
pedophile on the
girl
stand,
bully was
Bill's
a certain
advocate?
actress. Like she reminded me of like Stifler's mom from American Pie, the one bully girlfriend, the blonde.
Oh yeah,
That-
yeah.
I have big issues with that blonde because one,
Are there two
like
of
they
them?
the blind blonde is hot and
Oh.
she's the best part of this movie. But the blonde bully,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The blonde bully.
they show her giving out points, right? Oh, the kids were 20. The Puerto Ricans are the best because we're a mixed race. We have the best from everywhere, so that's why we're
I don't think
ranked
she really
higher.
goes into detail like that.
Yeah. And she's like enjoying it, right?
36 points.
She's enjoying it. It's just like, oh, Puerto Ricans have like the best hips. They really know how to dance. They're great lovers. They make good music. She really went on like a 15-minute.
They make movies
rant.
that nobody watches on Disney Plus.
Nobody
on HBO
watches.
Max. Nobody watches
Because they
them.
didn't hire Afro Boricuas, but that's another thing.
What is happening?
Like she saw the future, but but then when they throw the geek into the toxic waste, which by the way he fucking deserved it. Like that dude is a creep.
They didn't
like
throw him into shit. He just dove into it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
You did see 2 people
She's like-
fucking.
she's
Let me just
worried.
watch.
she's worried for him. She's like, oh no,
And he's
this
like, he's
looks great.
faking it. He's faking it.
It's like, why are you
I
worried?
could not.
You were
literally
salivating for
found-
killing a kid
Yeah.
earlier. Why are
You
you
took
worried?
pictures
for
of
this
him.
kid?
I found the energy of the guy bully, the main one, to be so aggravating. His like everything, every line he delivered, every moment
He's
he was
looking
on
at me,
screen,
Julie.
he's just like gyrating and clenching his teeth, and I was just like, "Get this! Somebody kill this piece of shit already! Get him off my screen! I hate him."
Yeah, he was a lot. I don't think the only moments that I actually laughed was when there was a few, but the one that I legit laughed was when the Toxic Avengers they're showing their him helping around, and then
Yeah,
he just
I thought
knocks
that
on
was
the
funny. That
window
was-
and opens the popcorn jar for the lady.
That was really
What?
well
And
done.
and it's all popped because he's radioactive. That was
Yeah,
funny.
that was funny.
Their
That
comedy
was the only
beats where it
moment
was
that I
just
loved.
like Toxie running around doing those chores, or even like I enjoyed the montage. I was like, all right, I get this. You're rocking.
There's some great shots too. That one
Like,
hill with the sunrise behind him, he just like walks out.
Has anyone ever seen any of the sequels? I have not.
No, that's where it gets a little crazy. But I don't know. You won't remember the show. You're too young. Yusef, I'm not sure.
There was a cartoon.
The cartoon of it, Brian.
Yeah,
you remember this?
Yeah, bitch. I know about the cartoon.
Yeah, you looked it up. I'm sure. You're very good at Google. I get it. I'm just wondering if anyone saw it.
TJ, hey, I can't find Toxic Avenger. One search on YouTube. The whole movie's there.
I didn't say I couldn't find it. I just said I didn't have it, waiting for someone to ask for it. That's all I said. Okay, I can steal things. But I used to have the toys of the show.
It was free on YouTube. We didn't steal anything. We're not admitting to downloading.
It's crazy that this was on YouTube, but like the age restriction was really annoying. I couldn't cast it for some reason, but I could play it off my laptop. Either way, the cartoon, which I think is what they're gonna go, like the angle of the Peter Dinklage one, is like Captain Planet. Like pollution's bad. Maybe they go a little crazy with it to like make it what it is, but like I don't see them going as hard as they did. Obviously.
No,
I don't know. I think the director is Malcolm Blair, which him and Jeremy Chalamet have worked a lot together, and he did
Jacob Tremblay is going to be in it.
The End of the World, something like that. The one with Elijah Wood on Netflix.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
There's a very long title. He did that one, and the gore is very like forefront, kind of like Jeremy. So hopefully
maybe
there's.
So maybe it's like that. But I looked, did a little research on the remakes, and this started rolling in 2010 because Mother's Day got a remake.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, we should start remaking Troma movies because that, I guess, Mother's Day did well. And they didn't remake
Poltergeist and those. Not they didn't do that, but like those weird movies came off.
No, Troma's where James Gunn comes from.
Yeah.
But the thing with is they wanted Arnold Schwarzenegger was attached to the Toxic Avenger in 2010 for the remake.
So sick.
And he backed out to do Terminator Genesis, and that got delayed again. And I guess someone.
This one.
I don't feel at home. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This one is very good. I recommend it. 100%.
So I mean. There's a lane to do a fun Toxic Avenger movie for a modern audience, but it's also just like, why touch this shit?
I mean, I feel like it could just be an earnest dark comedy. Not try to make it a bad movie. Just make it a dark comedy with a superhero killing a bunch of things.
Dinklage is from Jersey too, isn't he?
Yes, Morristown, I think.
Can we talk about the Keel and Peele sketch that is in the middle of this movie? With Cigar Face.
Oh, that's a good one. I feel like James Gunn took the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 Laserface and kind of like...
He probably did.
The way that scene played out, I was like, this is where he kind of probably got that whole like...
He probably did.
Laserface.
Yo, James, there's a TikTok I saw where, okay, James Gunn wrote both Scooby-Doo movies, right?
Yeah.
The live action ones. They have the same climax in CGI, I believe, the second one and the second Guardians. Like, he followed the same exact beats in the movies he wrote. James Gunn was not on board with, Toxic Avenger for this one, but then he did, like,
he was a kid.
Romeo and Juliet and, like, I think Troma High or something like that.
But back to the scene that Yusef was talking about, like, the first interaction you get with Toxie as like himself with that fucking gang with a cop, and like I still don't understand because I do remember because Yusuf sent me the picture of the dude with the fucking wig who does the fucking karate at him.
Oh yeah, I love that guy.
Yeah, like that whole fucking scene, even because that reminds me of like the back alley scene in Killer Clowns where like Lil Jojo boxes those guys, and I'm like the gore's the same. That's why I was like, damn, it's weird that like the Chiodos weren't involved in this at some point.
I guess I'd rather watch, Killer Clowns or something even like Tammy and the T-Rex.
Ooh, yeah.
We watched Tammy and the T-Rex the other week, and I had a blast watching that with a group of friends. Like, I don't think Toxic Avenger would be that like fun watching it as a group. I think
no, because it's
not fun watching it alone.
Like, it's too heightened, like the cruelty and it gets to a point that you go like, I get it, like people suck, but is this supposed to be like a commentary on the world? Am I supposed to be laughing at this? What is happening?
I don't know about you guys, but the scene that lost me of cruelty was when they were back in the gym and the two girls were looking at Polaroids of the murders and be like, "I love the reds. It's such deep." That was where I was like, "Oh, that's kind of a lot."
No, the one that made me laugh was the guy that was gonna rape in the fast food joint, and he goes
He's gonna rape the blind
"It's just
girl,
a joke. It's just a joke, bro.
Just
You
a
can't
joke,
take a
bro."
joke."
Yeah, that whole
It's a joke,
restaurant
right?
scene is
Hilarious.
That's one of my favorite scenes of all time. That restaurant scene where he deep fries the guy, and then
I like that he put his hands in the basket.
Yep.
Like he could have just
The
went
basket around his hands, like pin him in.
Bent it in. Dude, that whole scene is
down straight oil.
Ah.
But he's like, no, we got to use the proper utensils. The basket goes with the deep fry.
It does make sense, like at that time when like fast food restaurants were fucking popping. Like you walk into a Pizza Hut in like 1992, or I know this movie's like 84. But I'm just saying, like in 1992, there's people everywhere, and everyone has cash on them. So that's not a bad idea to rob those fucking places. But,
Do it.
But I also like that he tends to put like the mop after killing.
After he kills somebody, like mops them. Yeah, my
Starts
trademark.
pushing him down.
Mop.
just carries them around with him.
It's like Mop. It's like the weird version of Mop Man from UHF.
I haven't seen you.
Kramer's.
UHF, a much better movie than this.
But he's all about his mom. Remember?
Hey.
Oh, yes.
Why did he kill the little lady? And then
She
do
turned out to be like a
racist.
sex trafficker, because at first they think they're gonna get her for killing an innocent person, but then you find out that she was like a sex trafficker or something.
Yeah.
But did he know? But
He must have.
They didn't like. He never
He just
like.
has
That's
this,
the
like,
thing they
toxic
did. No
senses.
innocent
Maybe
kid.
he's like
Yeah.
Bruce Willis and Unbreakable, and he can just like vibe out that you're a bad person.
then why did he do a racist Asian accent before killing her?
Well, that was because he's hilarious. That's why.
He was trying to be funny. That was height of humor,
Because it
man.
was because he killed her in a laundry, and Asian people work at own laundries.
Yeah, the joke was there. You just don't
I
get
feel
comedy.
like this movie had like a legit big budget, right?
It was
because-
$500,000.
Big for Troma, yeah.
$500,000.
Yeah.
$500,000 for
Yeah,
those
what?
extras and the National Guard and the
Hey,
practical effects.
They got Marissa
The
Tomei.
practical effects look like a bag of ass, man.
Wait,
What are
what?
you talking about?
You know the-
Oh, wow, all that money for those practical effects? Yeah, they dumped a bag of fucking chopped meat on the ground, and then we're like, look, that's a person's head.
Yeah,
Fuck, don't give me
Yeah.
that. Their practical effects shit. The Toxie makeup's horrendous.
Hold on, man. Aunt May is in this fucking movie.
yeah. You want me to explain where?
Yeah.
No,
All right. There's.
I want to go to the ratings thing and be done.
All right. So Marissa Tomei makes an appearance. Remember in the locker room when he's trying to kill the blonde, when Toxie's going to kill the blonde,
Yeah.
and the girl runs in with her towel and screams that it's happening, and then that murder doesn't happen.
Yeah.
That's young Marissa Tomei.
Hey, Yusef, fucking find that, please.
She's not topless.
Wait, you gotta go to the middle, other way.
Yeah.
There you go.
Marissa Tomei.
Okay. No, this way. There you go.
Or it's all point kind of vaguely to the middle.
That way. Oh, I got
Look at
it.
your screens, guys.
No,
you
this
fucking idiots.
way.
That way. But Marissa Tomei, young, she has a scream. She's in it. She stops Toxie from murdering that blonde
Does
chick.
a scream count as a line? Does that make you like a working actress?
If your audio, it plays.
They probably ADR, or every fucking line in this whole movie is ADR. Ain't nobody speaking.
Oh, the sound design
Sounds
in
toxic.
this fucking movie. I watched it with my
come on,
headphones
it's me.
on.
So
and
did
it
I.
was so disorienting.
It was
like it
immaculate.
would go up and down,
Well, and
up
also,
and
like
down.
we talked about, I think maybe we talked about this off camera before, but like just the idea that they have Toxie making all these grunts and but then also have him talking in like a very refined kind of like, sorry, ma'am, let me help you. And
Yeah,
I was like, all right, you kind of got to do one or the other. I know, and again, it's one of those things where I know that a person who loves this movie would be like, that's the joke, get it? He's a monster and he grunts, but also that's not a fucking joke. Like, it's just a stupid thing you did that doesn't make any sense and isn't funny.
It changes like 3 times to the voice. I swear to God, I swear at a certain point.
couldn't tell
someone
the
else's voice
but I just
when
know
he's
that
talking.
like I was annoyed by. I was like, pick a lane. Either the joke is that he's a mindless monster, or the joke is that he seems like a mindless monster and he's refined and he talks like a normal person. It's not both things. Both things is nothing.
At least they got the Puerto Rican thing right. Can we talk about the Steven Crowder mayor?
Oh, dude, that's like Chris Christie up in Jersey.
Yeah.
Like,
but he's Steven Crowder
He's
with
got the gun holster. He's wearing the gun
Yeah.
holster. He thinks
when he's
he's
laying on the table
from
getting
Uncharted
massaged
or
next to
whatever.
the fucking hoagie, it's just like, what is
That is Chris Christie.
Yep.
All right, Yusuf, it's
Oh,
time.
get it? He's fat, guys. Ha ha ha.
Let's go into a race.
Ratings
Brady's face?
TJ.
Oh, well, I mean, I picked this movie. I saw it when I was a kid. Haven't seen it really since then. Maybe like here and there, but a lot of nostalgia. For some reason, I remember so much from it. I'm going to give this a 4.8 out of 10. And those 4.8s are hands going into a deep fryer because that's my most memorable moment when he curls that over and bends him in there. That's my shit. Toxic Avenger. Watch the cartoon, kids. If anyone's watching this, Harrison, revisit that. Don't watch this movie.
Joe.
3.2 Young Marissa Tomei's.
Hey.
That's all I got. I got no other insights.
All right, I'll go and Brian closes out. I'm there. I'm gonna 3.8 as well.
Nice.
3.8 Puerto Rican.
With wigs?
So it's actually worth like 12 because there's so many points.
Did he have nunchucks?
No.
Somebody pulls out nunchucks in this movie, yes.
I thought. Yeah, maybe. I can't keep track with all the shit they threw out that on the screen.
I like that all the criminals have like a good base on karate.
Yeah.
Or taekwondo at the very least.
They were definitely ahead of their time on that.
Yeah. Brian.
Oh, God. I give this thing like a 2. It sucked. This was like a real brutal pain to watch. This is really rough.
Yeah,
really
but
rough.
why did you, I'm not saying you made Sarah watch, or I'm sorry, your wife, but why?
I didn't make her. She actually was like going to do something else and then just ended up sitting there and watching it. Like wasn't really, she was looking on her phone. She's doing some other things, but she like had planned to go up and leave the room and she never did, She just never got to doing what she was going to do. So she suffered with me. She could have escaped at any time.
That's what Toxic said to the blind girl.
She made it. Brian, it's your pick, and I'm guessing you're not gonna take a good route because
no, I'm not. First of all, I'm bringing back terrible trivia.
Yes,
I got my trivia cards here. If people haven't never watched before, terrible trivia is this like cheap trivia game I bought at like a Big Lots. And the questions are usually either like really easy or kind of nonsensical or maybe like worded weird.
Or just wrong.
Or just wrong. Or just flat out wrong. So we're going to play a little bit of that. But I've assigned each one of you a movie.
Yes.
And what we're playing for today, our theme is The King of Summer, one of the only men who can still sell a movie on his name recognition alone. Yeah, baby. I'm talking about The Rock. I've assigned each of you a Rock movie, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. These are not going to be Fast and Furious movies. These are not going to be Jumanji movies. These are not going to be the hits, baby. We're going to dig in. We're going to dig into some.
Southland Tales.
No, I would never do Southland Tales. Because these are movies that star The Rock.
The Rundown.
Not so much
the
of
game
a
plan.
cast.
The game.
So we'll play the game like we always do. Once I finish reading the question, first person who says their name will answer it. I'll start with regular questions. If we need the true and falses, we'll use those. Sound good?
Say your name.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Say your name. That's how you're getting in on this one. Say your damn name. Who did Johnny Depp play in the movie Finding Neverland?
Joe.
Joe?
The man who wrote Peter Pan.
That's not.
Yeah, but he needs
That's
to
true,
name.
but what's the man's name?
That's why I didn't answer because I don't know the name.
Oh.
Come on, he wrote Finding Neverland.
TJ.
Famous pedophile. What?
Yeah. Walt Disney.
No, he's not Walt Disney. The answer was J.M. Barrie.
That was never coming to me.
Barrie.
That was never coming to me.
All right. Well, since nobody got that one, let's go with the true and false question. It's on the same card. True or false? The weather event in The Perfect Storm was created from remnants of Hurricane Grace.
TJ. True.
TJ. True. Very good. He got it. Good guess.
It's almost like he had a 50-50.
Right?
Hey,
You guys
man.
want this game to take all night, or you want to get on with it? All right. Finish this action movie title. Zero Dark Blank.
Joe.
Yusef.
Joe.
30.
Yes. You want to know what the other answers were? 40 and hour.
Also-
Dark
Also, is Zero Dark 30 an action movie?
if you're a America patriot who loves to see brown people get murdered, yes.
Yeah.
American Sniper, such a great action movie.
Action movie, bro. All right, we got 1 and 1. What does God order Evan Baxter to do in 2007's Evan Almighty?
Joe.
Yusef.
I'm
Joe.
just laughing at the questions. I can't even do it.
I said Yusef first.
Build Noah's Ark. Build an
Hey,
ark.
build an ark. That's right. That's right.
Oh man, what a great fucking movie by that guy who did Mother, right? Aaron Aronofsky. Love it.
Yeah, Steve Carell killed it.
Oh, this is a Yusef question here. What
Well, I'm not
do
gonna get it.
what do they sell in the food truck in Chef?
TJ.
Yusef.
Oh, I heard TJ.
Oh.
Cubans.
Yeah, Cuban
Cubanos,
sandwich.
baby.
That's my favorite
Damn, it's
sandwich.
2-2. Yusef has not scored.
I
Who's
love
saying
a good Cuban.
Yusef right now? Come on, man.
I'm
Pull it
winning in
out.
life.
You can do it. What if I gave you the best movie and we're missing out? I did give
Your
you the
fault.
best movie.
Your fault for not listening to me first.
That's what you tell your wife.
Who plays Will Ferrell's wife in The Other Guys?
Joe.
Yusef.
Yusef?
Eva Mendes.
It's Ava Mendes. That's right.
That was me
Hey,
first.
the other question on there is about Now You See Me Too. The question is, this is good. I don't want the answer, but it's a true or false. Now You See Me Too is about 4 horsemen who are all jockeys.
I wish.
True.
I fucking wish.
All right. Oh, this one's too easy. I can't give you this one. Okay, here we go. Who is the voice of Ramon in the movie Cars?
Joe.
Joe?
George Lopez.
No. It's Cheech Marin.
Damn it.
50-50 chance.
Fluffy guy. Who's
50-50 of the 2 Mexican people Joe knows.
Enrique Iglesias. No, wait. Who's the fluffy guy?
In Gabriel Iglesias. I love him.
Yeah.
On podcasts. I've actually never listened to a stand-up, but I like when he goes on Your Mom's House.
I don't like either of those questions.
I was gonna say I don't like either of those people.
Yes.
Fuck Gabriel.
What kind of camp does Andy go to in Toy Story 2?
Joe.
Joe?
It is it's like a makeup effects camp or like a toy camp or some shit like that, right?
Yusef.
What is it, Yusef?
Fat camp.
No, he doesn't get to the fat
TJ.
camp. TJ.
Computer.
No, it's cowboy camp.
Damn it. Who the fuck
Oh.
has a cowboy camp?
And he
That's not a
didn't
real
bring-
thing.
And he didn't bring Woody?
It's not a real thing.
His mom just dropped him off at a dude ranch and said, deal with it.
Hey.
Okay, now this could be an interesting one because this movie was a big deal at the time,
Is
but
Toy
it was
Story
instantly
2
forgotten.
Wait. Is Toy Story 2 just City Slickers rehashed?
We'll never know. We've never seen City Slickers, so who knows?
That's good.
Which
That's
comedian plays Richie's FBI boss in American Hustle?
Yusef.
Remember American Hustle?
Yusef.
Yusef?
Louis C.K.
Oh, he's right. Now it's tied. It's 2-2. We're back up. Yusef's back in the game.
New ball game.
No one fucking saw that movie.
Honestly, I remember being excited for that movie, and I saw it, and I did not like it, but I did think it was weird that Jennifer Lawrence had the best performance of anyone in the movie. In a
It's
movie
like
with so many
goth.
better actors than her, she was the
She's
best
a
part.
good actress. She's an okay actress.
But like she was in there with Christian Bale and Amy Adams. Like she was in there with the heavy hitters. She was better.
She's good in Mother.
She is good in Mother. All right. Who voices Dr. Nefario, Gru's hearing impaired gadget man in Despicable Me 2? I would have known this one.
I've never seen that movie.
TJ. Kevin Spacey.
Yourself.
What?
Bill Cosby.
No, it was Russell Brand. So equally bad for different ways. Oh, damn, these motherfuckers love American
Thank
Hustle.
you, Seth, for
Who
following.
played the mob boss in American Hustle?
Joe. Robert De Niro.
That's right, Bobby D.
I thought it was going to be
All right,
Joe.
I think that's 3. I think we can give it to Joe. So, let's see what
Did
movie
Brian
I
select-
assigned, what
He's
rock
supposed to
movie
use-
I assigned to Joe.
I always kill terrible trivia.
Joe. It's funny that despite this movie being so very bad, and well, bad is a strong word, forgettable. I have a poster of it hanging in my house because they had a really cool Japanese poster. The movie is Rampage.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Oh, that is forgettable.
Yeah, right?
That
it's
is
not,
very-
I own
it's
that.
not necessarily
Thank God.
bad, but you forgot all about it.
We'll talk about it
The
next episode.
monkey effects. Though.
That movie I remember.
Now, let me real quick. Yusef, I had given you Faster. And
have that.
TJ, I gave you Hercules.
Oh, thank God. I
Oh.
thought you were going to say Rundown. I was going to
Oh.
be very fucking happy.
I was
Rundown's
thinking,
a great movie.
Yeah, it's
I
an
was
amazing
thinking-
movie.
I was
That's
thinking
not, that would not have
Sledge.
fit because I needed movies that were either bad or forgettable at least.
That's true. Yeah.
I
The
kinda- you know-
Rundown is probably The Rock's best movie.
You know what I wish you picked? Be Cool. That would have been terrible.
You know what? I saw Be Cool in the theater because I was excited because I like Get Shorty, and it is very bad from my
Yeah.
memory.
But The Rock plays a gay man.
Yeah, I did like The Rock in it. I remember even at the time I was like, it's cool to see The Rock spreading his wings.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he cut his wings off and put on a tan tank top.
And then did I
If
thought
you
you were
like to
gonna
see
say?
The Rock in khaki, you're gonna love Rampage.
Well, I thought you were gonna, I thought you were gonna say the Tooth Fairy.
Oh,
Where can the people find you? Yo!
You can find me on this channel, Flyover State of Fear. Just dropped episode 3, and plenty
I was
more
in
to
that.
come. And Brian was in that. We talk about the ritual. And yeah, where can the people find you, Brian?
oh, hey, you can find me on Flyover State of Fear, apparently, talking about the ritual. And also, I guess, on Twitter, getting into fights with people who agree with me on most points, but don't like that I sometimes use naughty words.
90%, according to him.
Me and the
TJ.
wine moms get along for the most part.
You guys find me on Twitter at TJDex. You're on Flyover State of Film YouTube. Like, subscribe, check out shows, Flyover State of Fear. Anything else coming out soon with that? You want to shout out? Anybody? No? Cool.
Nah, I mean,
Nah.
last episode just dropped, really.
We just dropped last one.
Cool. So retweet that, like it, and eat my butt.
Oh, yeah, and all
Bye.
you people who watch this show but didn't interact with my Twitter thread about all the movies I watched over 4th of July, man, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.